Hello everyone and welcome to the 1988 Monaco Grand Prix here in Monte Carlo, one of the most legendary circuits in all of autosport and one of the three prongs of the Triple Crown, I guess if you can call it that. The other two being Le Mans and the Indy 500, which is actually being competed in by Fernando Alonso, who is, kind of ironically skipping the Monaco Grand Prix this year. But that's beside the point. This Grand Prix always provides some sort of interesting strategic decisions, and it always ends up throwing some sort of a twist, but generally speaking, passing is kind of difficult. So our qualifying and our race starts, and it's going to make most of the difference here. But hopefully with enough determination and the ability to not crash for 25 laps, we'll be good, and then we'll finish the race and we'll hopefully win. So as you can probably tell from the little intro bit, I had a little bit of a strange qualifying thanks to my run-in with Senna on my first flying lap. So I had to employ some weird big stint strategies, but I managed to pull out a pretty solid P3. In fact, I was about 0.05 of a second slower than Senna overall, so I could have definitely had P2 if I drove a slightly better lap, let's say. But Berger qualified first, and he qualified first by a pretty big shot. So I don't know. We'll see how the race goes, and let's hope for the best. All right, welcome everyone to the 1988 Monaco Grand Prix. As you can see by the qualifying results, we managed to get into third, which is pretty good. In fact, we were in P1 for quite some time, and then Senna managed to beat us by something like 0.05 of a second. And then there's just out of nowhere, Berger came out and set this blistering lap of 128.6 that I don't think I'll ever be able to match around this circuit, but we'll see. In fact, I had quite a challenging time in practice. I couldn't really get any faster than a 131. And then with a little bit of a setup tweak, I managed to find like an extra second or so, and then I also managed to get a pretty good lap run in qualifying. So quali went pretty good, but the story here is that Alain Prost failed to even set a lap. So he doesn't even qualify for the Monaco Grand Prix. I don't know why. He went out for one lap and then he came back in, and then he just never went out again until about 30 seconds left, and then he didn't have time. So Alain Prost does not qualify for the Monaco Grand Prix, so he's not going to be able to score points. He's the current championship leader, with us tied for second place with Senna. So this is going to be quite an important race for whoever can stay with Berger the longest. The problem is I'm starting third. Luckily, I'm starting on the inside line, so it'll be a little bit easier to defend my position because I'm gonna get an awful start again. But luckily, Berger came in and got into first, so at least we have an inside line to defend from the likes of Alboreto and Capelli. In fact, I won't be surprised if Alboreto still manages to get around the outside, but I should be in P4. Now, the problem is gonna be because I feel like there's a stop that is necessary. I feel like I might not be able to last the 25 laps on one set of tires, but at the same time, I feel like everybody, like the front pack, the front 4 cars at least, but likely the front 6 cars are all going to make stops. And if I stay out, then just by virtue of not being able to pass really well in Monaco, I can win the race, even if I'm on really bad tires. The danger of being on really bad tires, though, is the fact that if I lose traction somewhere, I'll just hit a wall, lose my front wing, and my race will be done. So I think I can risk it. I think it is possible to drive this race on one set of tires, not make a stop. But again, I will put a stop in reserve. Just in case something funky happens, in case my tires really go out, and if I feel like if I manage to make some miraculous passes and get into P1 and get a gap, then I'll also make a stop because I'll be guaranteed to get out in front of the other guys. But that's if something miraculous happens. So we're gonna boot the bottom 5, which is gonna be Prost, Genzani, Alio, who had a pretty interesting accident in qualifying. He had messed up a lot of laps. Schneider as well, and Larari. Don't know who he drives for, just booted him. But yeah, so let's hope that we have a decent race. Let's not repeat the events of Imola. And let's hope I get a good start, because a good start is going to be everything here. If I can hold on to P3, then the rest of the race will go pretty well, because I can stick to Senna. I can stick behind him. I could even possibly try to make a move somewhere, but we'll have to see. And again, I have to be really careful not to hit walls or anything, because we got 25 laps around Monaco, which is a lot. So, let's get into it. And of course this happens. But the AI is quite slow around here, so I could probably make a move, maybe. And I know the AI is pretty slow in Sector 3. Sector 2 is when there's going to be sort of a gap that's going to be created. But I got to be just really, really careful, and I really got to focus on trying to not crash out in these first few laps. Could have potentially lost my nose on PK. And my tires are pretty cold too. This gap isn't that big of a problem. It's going to get smaller. I'm also just afraid of being dive bombed into this corner. One thing I did do after Imola is tone down the real road back to normal speed. Because it was the marbles at the end of Imola were getting pretty wacky. A bit of lockups there from everybody in front. Just got to be careful. And we get hit. Nice. I'm really nervous right now. It's probably the most unforgiving race in the calendar. And I really don't want to make mistakes that will kill my race. Especially through the swimming pool section. This part's really scary. Don't want to get overly aggressive here because I can... Oh, and PK's coming in. For whatever reason. I don't think I hit him that hard. We're going to get dive bombed. We're going to stick it down the inside. But now we got a gap to close. Working on keeping the tires good. I got to be really careful. If I'm not going to stop, then I got to really work on getting good exits without getting rear spin. Oh, and we completely... I don't know what happened there. I don't think I missed the braking spot. We managed to mess that up anyway I just want to stay close to these guys. Maybe wait for them to make a mistake or something, because mistakes will be made around here. Someone was smoking there, wasn't? Accelerating up this hill was a little scary. It's one of the two spots where I can really spin out if I accelerate too fast. I just gotta be careful. It's the moral of the story around this circuit. Be cautious, but be fast anyway. And I feel like I can definitely hang on to this front pack, so we can battle for the lead. We're currently in P4, behind Berger, Alboreto, and Senna. Warwick is behind us, but there's a bit of a gap. Ooh. But 25 laps, again, is a lot of time for everybody, including myself, to make mistakes. But I also don't want to get overconfident on the brakes either. Because one mental slip up and our race could be over. Now, after the tunnel is my favorite part of the circuit. It's still very difficult to get right, but it feels really rewarding when you go fast through here. I don't know why. The rest of the circuit just feels like a chore, but everything to back onwards just like feels really nice when you go fast. These turns are way more evil in this version of the track than they are now, because there's a little bit of runoff here now, and there's a little bit of curbing. In 1988, there was nothing, just walls. And the brakes, when I'm not behind someone, braking into Rasgas is quite difficult as well. I seem to always lose the back end. That acceleration right there, coming out of Rasgas, and then coming out of the first corner, are the two real acceleration zones that I got to be really careful with. And unfortunately, I lose ground in this section when having ground would be really nice, because the AI seems to be quite slow around this corner in particular. We're on lap 6 already. Time flies when you're having fun. Oh boy. That was close. Now, if you're unfamiliar with what happened here in the actual 1988 Monaco Grand Prix, Senna was leading by almost a minute, with the majority of the race completed. I don't know the exact lap number. But he made a mistake and hit a wall coming out of Portier. And just straight up handed the lead to Prost. Now this can't possibly happen because Prost isn't even in this race. But let's see if history can repeat itself and Senna can make a mistake somewhere. Now this was the last time that Senna truly messed up at this race because he ended up winning, I think, 4 or 5 straight Monaco Grand Prix after this. And he still holds the record for most consecutive Monaco wins. Nico Rosberg came pretty close. He got 3. Actually, he didn't. I'm lying to you. Maybe he actually did. I don't know. I have to check back. But it always seems to be the people that live here, or grew up here, that perform quite well. It'd be nice to be able to just casually drive around these roads in preparation for the Grand Prix, you know, just to scout the circuit for any bumps that have been added since last year. Because again, this is a street circuit, so this isn't the best quality driving surface. I'm so close, damn. I really want to make this move. Oh, damn it. Thought Senna was going to accidentally give us space. Can we try to go up the inside? No. No, we can't. Quite frustrating when the gap is just almost there. Well, that's the part of the circuit where I feel like the AI just leaves a little bit too much space, and I kind of want to take advantage of it at some point. Oh, and he left the gap. We're still too wide. And Senna's gonna hold it. And this is letting the Ferraris get away. And Warwick get right on our tail. So frustrating when you just can't make a move. These cars are actually much wider than the 2016 cars were. They're about the same width as the current regulation 2017 cars. And I can only imagine what passing is going to be like this year. But if you don't know already, we're going to have a familiar face return to drive for McLaren in Monaco this year. It's going to be Jenson Button replacing Fernando Alonso because Alonso is going to be at the Indy 500. having a shot at potentially winning the automotive triple crown, I guess, of Monaco, Indy 500, and Le Mans. Only one driver so far has been able to do this, and I think it was Graham Hill. But if we want to see history repeat itself, then we might have to cheer for Nico Hülkenberg to take a win at Monaco at some point, because he already has Le Mans under his belt. Nico Hülkenberg, see you later, Le Mans 24-hour winner. He's one of my current favorite drivers in the field. I like Hülkenberg. I'm still cheering for Vettel to take this year, but I want Hülkenberg to do well. I want both Renaults to do well, but unfortunately Palmer isn't having a very good year right now. Oh, we definitely late on the brakes here, but not again. Got to really calm down on the brakes heading into the Nobel chicane. That was definitely my mistake. Although Senna is leaving a lot of space on the inside into that corner. I'm just waiting for the pit stops to happen right now, and then I could potentially pick up the pace and drive away. Because I've only been managing low... Oh, shit. Because I've only been managing low 130s, which means there's still some pace left in the bag. I can go faster than what we're currently doing now, because the gap really hasn't gotten any bigger or smaller since the start of the race. Nice and calm. Oh, we hit something. I think it was the barrier. And now we're going to be under attack. Oh, nice and slippy through there. Ooh. But I have faith in these tires. I have to. Because I'm afraid that if I stop and I get new tires and I add that 2 liters of fuel or whatever it is that I wanted to add, I'm afraid that if I make the stop, then I'll end up in a really crowded area and just end up losing time. I could go for an undercut, but I have no idea what the gaps are behind me. I don't have any plugins to tell me. This is more or less realistic along the lines of what I'd know as a driver in 1988. But again, I don't have any sort of team radio telling me that I'm okay to make a stop or not. So if I do make a stop and I try to go for an undercut on the leaders, it'll be mostly luck if I manage to make it work. Almost as much luck as it would be to stay out and win the race just on not pitting at all. That exit's starting to get a little spooky now. The back is getting a little hard to drive as well. I gotta really take it slow through here. We managed to close the gap back. As you can see, I'm still faster than the AI because I managed to close this huge gap. Also getting a little bit of spin at the back going into the hairpin. The back's really low traction now. Just waiting to be set free, to be let out of here. Oh, pit stops are happening. Both Alboreto and Senna came in. So now we gotta close this gap to Berger really fast. Hopefully we don't get hit. We don't. Feels good to be able to brake where I want. Alright, this is the point of the race where I really got to manage my tires and fend off any sort of attackers from behind. Oh, and we completely missed the braking spot again. Not sure if that's bad tires or me making a mistake, because I'm pretty sure I hit it. Berger comes in, good. So now we're in the lead. And a lot of people have pitted. I think Capelli pitted. Yes, he did. So did Warwick. And everybody pitted that lap. But now we wait and see. And now we got to hold these tires for 10 laps without crashing. And if we can, hold off anybody coming behind us, then we can win this race. We're going to pull off the Arnoux strategy from Imola, but hopefully because we're faster than Arnoux, we can actually win. And a win would be really nice because the championship leader is currently out of the points. And even Senna, who I'm tied with right now, is also out of the points. There we go, that's a nice braking spot. Careful through here, no losing noses. Oh, focus, 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 come on. No back end losing through here, because I know if I start spinning, I'm not going to stop with these kind of tire, with these age tires. The gap to Gugelmin is getting bigger, so that's good. And unfortunately, we have to deal with back markers now. I actually think that's a teammate. There's a very good chance that that's a teammate. Look by the colors. Now, why is he so far back? I don't know. I didn't notice where he qualified. But he must have had an accident of some kind if he's in front of us. Could be Yannick Delmas, because he's one of the slower cars at the back and he has similar colors to this. Gugelmin stops up, but Tracy's now in second. Alright, Berger's in fifth, which means that Senna's probably going to be in sixth. So we have an approximate reference as to where everyone is, but Alboreto managed to overcut the two of them. So I think pitting later must have... Actually, no, Alboreto pitted earlier. So I think Alboreto made a good move and made the undercut work because he's currently in effective second place if Patrese and Paracella make stops at the end as well. And they're going to be faster than me, I'm assuming. But hopefully they get held up in some way. We've already managed to get a 129.5, which is faster than the eye we're doing. So I think we're getting away. And we're still setting pretty fast laps, even though our tires are completely dead. Don't try too hard through there. I really don't want to hit that wall, because that wall in particular I'm just going to get stuck in, and there's no way I'm getting out. I want to be able to fix my wing, as if that'll help me get points. Oh boy. This is a little messy. We got 6 more laps. And I think the gaps are still pretty big. In fact, I think they might be getting bigger. Alboreto's now in second. Berger's in third, Senna's in fourth, which is good for us. And I think our teammate is in last, because he's sort of getting away from us. And the only car I think... And the reason I think he's getting away is because he must be on fresher tires. Because if he's getting away from me, then he's getting away from the other AI who've already pitted. Now, which begs the question, I'm not sure if the AI actually changed tires when they pit. There's a good possibility that they just stop for gas, but don't actually change the tires. Which would save time. You fill up pretty fast when you're in the pits. At least in rFactor 2 you do. I'm not even sure if refueling was allowed in 1988. But there's a good possibility that to save time, they load less fuel in. They load in less fuel. and then just pit halfway through the race for the extra fuel that they're missing. And I think a fuel pit stop would be something like 5 seconds rather than the 12 you need for tires. And because of the way the gaps are closing, I think there's a good possibility that they just stop for the fuel and not for the tires. Lighting's looking really nice around here now. If you couldn't tell from the intro because the menu was there, I decided to stick with the X11. I don't think the 30 FPS bug, oh boy, that was close. I don't think the 30 FPS bug in spectator mode is going to be that annoying. Because Monaco's been running really well somewhere. I haven't been having any frame drops at all. And once again, we've been able to match our qualifying pace. Which shouldn't really happen, but it's also because I'm learning the track as I go. I'm not one of the people that has like 800 laps around Monaco before I even race here. Especially this version of Monaco. So this is the reason you might see me go faster in the race than I do in qualifying, even though it's kind of unrealistic. Broke a little too soon there. The gap is 12 seconds now. It was 14, but again, I think it's closing. But I think it's closing too slowly to make a difference. After this lap, there's only 4 left, so at this pace, I think we should be able to take home the win as long as you don't hit any walls. And we're still setting 29s. It's pretty impressive. Broke a little late there. It's fine though. We got a new achievement. Probably driving some sort of distance in the race. Couldn't really read that, too focused. Speaking of distance, Monaco's kind of special in a way because the way laps are calculated in F1, the number of laps that they race is the least number of laps to complete 205 or more kilometers. So if you cross the line at 204, then you do one more lap. You get past 205, and then that's the last lap you do. So to word it better, the moment you cross 205 and then you cross the finish line, that's the end of the race. But Monaco isn't like that because Monaco is only 160. Because of how slow the circuit is. Oh, we managed at 129. No, that's pretty good. Because of how slow Monaco is, and how generally short of a track it is, it's quite short mileage-wise. They only do 160 kilometers around here, which is still something like 80 laps. It's crazy long. And if they wanted to do the 205, I think we'd be doing over 100 laps around here in real life. So this is probably, Monaco is one of the longest races of the year as far as time goes. Because you just do so many damn laps. And like I said, Hungary is going to be really, really long. Because Hungary, the laps are around 1:35-ish in time. But I think we're going to be doing... Oh boy, back end, please. Just got to be really careful. We got a nice gap. It's over 10 seconds, and we got 3 more laps to go. 2 more, actually. How are we doing for fuel? Oh boy, that's not good at all. Might actually have to go into fuel conservation mode. We got 10 seconds. This really isn't good. I might have to actually pit. This is not good. They're right behind us. I wasn't paying attention to the fuel, but this isn't good at all. This is really troubling. So I'm going to keep it in third. I think... Oh, shit. The gap's going to close pretty fast, though. But I'm saving the last little bit of fuel I got left for the last lap. We officially have 2 liters, but I think we used 2 liters in that last lap. Oh, this isn't good at all. Oh no. That's not good. This is really scary. My heart's pounding right now. I don't know if I can finish this race. Oh, please, make the corner. They are really close. Except there's a back marker behind us, which is good. And we're at 0. We're officially out of fuel. Well, we still got whatever's left in the tank. But this really isn't good. Just gotta cross the line. Alberto's still 2 seconds back. Come on. Oh no! Just gotta do Rascas and then the straight. Oh no! Oh, and he's passed us! And we're out of fuel! No! This is awful! Ah! No! And that is our race. We are out of fuel with something like 50 meters left till the end. But we don't score points. Ah! That is bollocks! I don't know how much slower I could have gotten. And I fueled for 26 laps as well. I didn't fuel for the 25. That sucks. We had a real honest shot at closing the gap to the lead, but we end up losing and not scoring any points. So, man. That really sucks. I think somebody messed up at the end there too. Let me check real quick. I think that was Derek Warwick that messed up in the last lap. I don't know. I'm not sure what he did. He was just coming around that corner and just hit the wall. So I don't think that had anything to do with us. But Warwick also, I think he was in the points as well because he let PK pass. And no, that was Nakajima that managed to get 5th. Wow. So Nakajima got 5th, Capelli got 6th. So yeah, Warwick was in the points, I think. Actually, no, maybe it wasn't because he managed to cross the line. I don't know, but I am so angry right now. And we're out of fuel. Eddie Cheever with an engine failure. Yeah, that was Warwick that hit the wall, but he finished it. He was not in the points in the end. And Julian Bailey finished after only 6 laps because of suspension problems. But damn, I am angry. So yeah, next week we are in Mexico. I think in Mexico I'm gonna make sure I fuel up for extra laps, because I could have, if I noticed that I had low fuel, then I would have definitely gone into fuel conservation mode earlier. I had some time to play with. If the reason I lost something like 10 seconds last lap is because I did most of it in something like 4th gear. But that is so unfortunate. All I had was the start finish straight and we just ran out of fuel. That sucks. So after all that, our strategy didn't work. If we stopped with something like 3 or 4 laps when the gap was 12 seconds, but we didn't change the tires, if we left the tires off the table, I think there's a possibility that we could have still won this race, because the fuel would have only taken something like 5 seconds. It was just an extra 2-3 liters that I had just sitting there on the board. But it's a game of would have and could have, but we didn't. So unfortunately, we don't score points. We're still stuck to 9. And that might take us out of the top 5, actually, because Alboreto, Berger, Senna all scored points, and they were all behind us in the standings. So frustration is the name of the game here, but that's how Monaco goes. So yeah, see you guys next time. I had fun till about 10 seconds before the race was supposed to end. But, oh, man. Hopefully we put our scoreless streak to a close and do well in Mexico. I think we will. I think I have the pace around Mexico to win that race fair and square. No strategic decisions needed. So we'll see. But that's all for today. See you guys later, and goodbye.